Hey guys, this is Shankar from Gravity, and today we are solving minimum size subarray sum in Java. Let's jump into the problem statement now. So given an array of n positive integers and a positive integer s, find the minimal length of a contiguous subarray that is a part of the array given, of which the sum is greater than or equal to s. So if there isn't one, we'll have to return 0. Now for example, we have two subarrays over here with the sum s is equal to 7, that is 1 to 4 and 4 and 3. Here between 1 to 4 and 4 and 3, 1 to 4 is of length 3 and 4 and 3 is of length 2. So we finally return the output to be 2. So this is all for the problem statement. I hope you have seen this week's topic, that is sliding windows, and the introduction by Vignesh. If not, we have shared it over here. Here we have given an input array, that is 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, and a value s is equal to 7. We'll have to return a minimum length subarray whose value is greater than or equal to 7. So this week's topic is two pointers, so we'll be using them. So first we'll have to initialize our two pointers, that is R and L. Well, both R and L point to the starting index value, which is 0. Next, we'll initialize our two variables, that is a sum, which keeps track of the sum when R or L gets updated, as well as the minimum length for the subarray's minimum length. So if we'll initialize the sum is equal to 0 and the minimum length to be the maximum integer value. Since we'll have to get the minimum of the current value and the value which we find, right? So we'll keep it at this integer dot max value. So this is how it goes. For a two pointer technique, we have two phases. That is a growing phase and the shrinking phase. In the growing phase, we'll in this particular problem, we'll keep moving R. That is, we keep moving R and add its value to the sum value. So in the first iteration, we have 0 plus 2. Then we move R, that is 2 plus 3. Then 5 plus 1. And then 6 plus 2. Now we have reached the value 8. But as you can see, 8 is greater than or equal to 7. So this is the time for shrinking phase. So here, after we reach this part, we have R minus L, that is a minimum length, is equal to 4. So we update that. And since sum is greater than or equal to S, we'll have to move the left pointer. So we move the left pointer, then we update the value and subtract from the whole sum. So we subtract the L's value from the sum. So we keep doing that. So here R minus L is equal to 4. So we update the minimum length. Next, since 10 is greater than or equal to S, that is 7, we keep moving the left pointer and subtract further. Here we subtract and then update the length. Since now it has become 3 and the sum is equal to 7, we update it. So R minus L is equal to 3 and we update the minimum length. Since the sum is still greater than or equal to, in this case it is equal to, we keep doing this growing and shrinking phase until we reach a minimum subarray, that is here in this case is 4 and 3 with the minimum length R minus L is equal to 2. And here we have greater than or equal to S, so 7 is equal to 7 in this case. So we keep doing this and until both the pointers reach the end and we update the value and we return the minimum value. In some cases, there might not be such subarrays. So in this case, both the pointers, that is R and L, reach the end and we return a value of 0. So this is how the two scenarios will work out. We'll start implementing the logic into code now. So as I said, we'll have to initialize our two pointers, that is L and R. So int L is equal to 0, comma R is equal to 0. And as I said, we'll have to initialize a variable for holding a sum value as well as the minimum length value. So integer sum is equal to 0 as well as min len. As I said, min len will have to be the integer maximum value so that as we start updating, it'll keep decreasing. So this is how it goes. Integer dot max underscore value. So these are for initializations. Now we'll jump into the growing and shrinking phase. That is the while loops. So while r less than the array's length, that is nums dot length. So we'll have to do our if condition now. That is if sum less than s. If sum less than s, we update the r pointer value. That is sum plus equal to nums of r, and we move the r pointer by 1. Now this keeps happening in the growing phase. But what if the sum becomes greater than or equal to s? That is when the shrinking phase starts. So this is how it goes. While sum greater than or equal to s, if the minimum length that is at this point, that is r minus l, is less than the given minimum length, we'll have to update it. So if r minus l less than min len is equal to r minus l. And after we update our minimum length, we'll have to subtract the L pointer's value and then move the L pointer by 1. So sum equal to nums of L and move the L pointer by 1. So this is both for the growing stage and shrinking stage. But after this, what we have to do? We'll have to return our value, that is the minimum length. Return min len. Return min len if it is integer dot max value. That is, if there is no such sub array, we'll have to directly return 0, right? So for that check condition, it goes as this: min len equal to integer dot max underscore value. If so, we return 0. Else we return the minimum length. That is, if there is a sub array. So we'll run our code now and see what happens. Okay. Now we'll run our code. As you can see, the expected value, that is the expected minimum length subarray, is 2, and we have got it as 2. So before we move on, we'll discuss our edge cases now. Since we have our first test case to be 2 and the array 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, we get an output of 2. That is the minimum subarray. But what if the s value is greater than 2? For example, what if it's 15? And what if there are two elements removed from the array? So in this case, there is no subarray whose sum is greater than or equal to 15. So in that case, it will directly return 0. So if you look at here, we get a value of 0. And what if there is no array at all? In that case too, we get a value of 0. So in any two-pointer problem, the logic itself will take care of most of the edge cases. And in this particular code, we have this line, right? Min len is equal to integer dot max value question mark. This is called a ternary operator. This ternary operator will take care. That is, if the min length is anything other than the max value, it will return the minimum length. But if there is no change in the minimum length, that is, if it's just integer dot max value, we return 0. So that's all for the edge cases. And in terms of optimization, as I said in my previous video, as well as the others have said, we can directly do the R++ and L++ during the if condition itself. So for example, we can remove this R++ and this L++ and add them into this lines, that is the if checks. And similarly here, after we do the subtraction, we can increment the pointer. And this is another type of optimization where we can reduce the number of lines for an if-else check. This is called as a ternary operator, and this will be very useful. So we'll run the code after these line changes. As you can see, our expected is 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. That is, for example, 2 in this case. And we have already a minimum value that is 2. So the subarray's length is 1. So that's all for the optimization part. Before we discuss the time and space complexity, we'll submit our code and see how well it has done. So submit. You can see it is 99% faster than most of the submissions, and the memory usage is less than 6% of most of the submissions. In terms of time complexity and space complexity, they are O of n and O of n respectively. O of n because there is only an iteration per element. So that is each pointer, that is R and L, with its value only once. And in terms of space complexity, we use constant space, that is in case of initializing the 2 pointers, as well as the sum and the minimum length. So space complexity is O of 1. With that in mind, this is a pretty much straightforward problem, and this is also similar to the one which I had already done in my previous video. And if you have not seen that, I hope you do. And I really hope you will learn more about 2 pointers. And before you do that, please watch Vignesh's video on this week's introduction. And with that in mind, this is Shankar signing off.